won't stop till I hear him say,
Warning: the information that we convey in these videos and the content on this page simply provides general consumer information. It is not legal advice or regulatory guidance. It is not intended to sway your personal bias in any way. We are simply just relaying information already available to the general public. We highly suggest you do your own research and draft your own opinion on the topics disclosed in this video breakdown. Without further ado, sit back, relax, enjoy this video breakdown, and if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, consider doing so now. Okay, what is going on, CYPRX advanced YouTubers? And in this case, some of the CYPRX students are also tuning in and watching this video breakdown. In this video breakdown, I'm going to just talk about some key things that ultra high net worth individuals are really truly focused on. Some things that really brought me success in 2022, a couple of different mindset perspectives and approaches to the markets. I'm going to read some interesting tweets that I put out to individuals all throughout this year, just 4 of them, not too many. And then we're going to go over 2 key things, not only in the cryptocurrency market, but in the investment space personally that I am focused on. I wouldn't necessarily classify myself as a high net worth individual, but having made 6 figures for multiple years in a row, being a real true entrepreneur who does nothing except siphon my money off my own business endeavors and helping individuals, allowing them to learn, grow, and develop as not only traders, but as entrepreneurs themselves. I feel like I have some type of peace of mind or advice, not necessarily financial advice, because it's not, but more so just life advice as to what it is that I'm doing. And the market coming into 2023, the approaches that I'm looking forward to take, and hopefully we can pull as much success from the market as we did in 2022, right? It's just interesting, to say the least, that we were in a bear market the majority of 2022. And I say bear market in a sense because I'm also a forex trader, so it was a bearish market for crypto. However, in the world of forex, for some of the pairs that we trade here at CYPRX, we had a very good bullish year. So with that being said, let's dive into a little bit of my notes today. And I'm just going to read some things for you guys. Maybe I'll start with a couple of key things that high net worth individuals are doing heading into 2023, and what it is that they're looking at, some of the perspectives that they're taking. So the first thing that I wrote down is understanding the current market conditions, dealing with volatility, preparing yourself for, or themselves, preparing themselves for the next cycle, asking yourself questions like, how will you preserve your wealth? Bear markets and understanding what they are for, building opportunities, and having a long-term perspective. Okay. So we'll go over the first part of that, and that's understanding current market conditions and understanding that we are in a temporary bear market, especially when it comes to the cryptocurrency markets, ladies and gentlemen. This is when you will see massive amounts of FUD articles coming out, just like we did back in 2017, 2018. People will knock cryptocurrency projects that they don't support, right? We have Bitcoin maxis, we have XRP maxes, we have all of these maxis out here because there's so much tribalism in the cryptocurrency market. It'll really truly affect you as an individual if you don't understand what type of market cycle that we're in. So I wrote down also understanding market cycles, okay? Understanding the volatility that happens in bear markets. That means massive drawdowns and pullbacks in current price evaluations, okay? Or wherever current prices are at. And then having the mindset to deal with that, really truly understanding how much capital that you have to play with in a bear market, and understanding that anytime that you implement that capital into the market in a bear market, you're going to have high volatility in the form of drawdowns, especially if you're a long-term hodler, and then really having a long-term perspective in order to cope with that, okay? You're not trading leverage if you're buying and holding cryptocurrency, so the worst thing that you have to do is deal with that temporary drawdown. It's just like as if you were to have a trade open on a leveraged account and your position is floating around in your stop loss, right? You have an exit plan. You should have already assumed and accumulated the risk, okay? So the worst case scenario is that you lose the money that you invested in or open the position with. That's long-term holds as well. So same thing, like how you shouldn't close a position out if you're in a trade and you're only risking 1% because you've already acknowledged the 1% loss that you could possibly experience. Well, it's the same thing, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a long-term investor in this crypto space. you buy something. Let's say, for example, on, I don't know, what's a common exchange that people use? Uphold. You buy it on Uphold, you put $1,000 in, and you see another leg down in the cryptocurrency market. That's something that you as an individual are going to have to deal with. You're dealing with the volatility in a bear market. You're really truly understanding the market cycle that we're in. And that until we see a bullish reversal, not only in the cryptocurrency market, but in the stocks and gold and silver and this and that, then you're going to have to deal with that volatility mentally. So really, truly understanding the risk, understanding the cycle that you're in, understanding the volatility, and understanding the current market conditions. Okay. Then asking yourself the question, okay, what are bear markets really for? Like, really truly understand what they are for. They are for building, they are for opportunities, they are for individuals, again, high net worth individuals that really truly understand market cycles. Individuals that don't understand market cycles will come into this space. Again, they're novice traders, they're beginner traders. They don't understand that these cycles have to happen in order for markets to thrive and flourish. Those are the individuals that get flooded out. Those are the individuals that get left behind because they're so worried about the now. They're so worried about their potential of their portfolio in the now, right? They want money now. And in a bear market, well, you don't control that and you don't get that outcome. And so a lot of people get shaken out because they think crypto is a scam. You start to see FUD articles coming out. There's just so much coming into your face, especially as a beginner trader in a bear market. And so you as an investor really need to truly understand market cycles, bear cycles, and the volatility that you're going to experience in this crypto market. So that was one of the things that I wrote down. Number one of the key things that ultra high net worth individuals are focused on is they're really truly understanding the current market cycle. They're understanding bear market conditions. They're understanding that bear markets are for building, they're for opportunities, and they're having long-term perspectives to preserve their wealth. Okay. Number two, I wrote down planning for your future. Okay. I wrote down who or what is your wealth for, and how will you hold it, protect it, and transfer and move it? So a lot of individuals that come into this market space, I think I tweeted out a couple months ago, I said, that the majority of individuals, they won't become seven-figure earners, not only in the forex market, but in the cryptocurrency market as well. And that's mainly because they don't have the right mindset for it. There's so many steps that you have to take when accumulating wealth. And like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, and I can't sit here and say that I'm perfect at it, because I've only, realistically speaking, been managing my wealth successfully and my finances successfully for the last, let's just say, 5 to 6 years. Okay. So I would still classify myself as a beginner. Now, have I been in this market for longer than that? Yeah, going on 8 years, but actually being able to manage, siphon money from the markets and figure out what it is that I'm going to do with my wealth long-term has really manifested some different thoughts and perspectives that I've personally taken when it comes to managing my money. Okay. And so I wrote down planning for your future, right? People come into the space, and again, to revert back to the number one that I mentioned to you all a second ago, is so many people are focused on the now. They're not focused on what they're going to do in the future. Maybe potentially when the bull market happens, they're just looking for these quick gains, and they're not really thinking about how they're going to manage that money. So for me to do that, what I really thought about was, who is my money for? What do I want to do with my money? Do I want my money to be for my children? Is my money to create multi-generational wealth? Or am I using this money now that I'm accumulating in order to create multiple businesses? So that way the businesses that I generate and the money that comes from those businesses is what I leave behind for my children or my children's children, and so on and so forth, right? So give me a second. So really understanding who your money's for, what your money's for, what you want to do with it, really having that solid blueprint. Now, it's not necessarily a blueprint that you have to stick to. You can always adjust it over time. You can, at the time that you create your blueprint, sometimes what I've noticed is that I overanalyze things. I overthink certain, damn, hold on, my throat's acting up right now. I overanalyze things. I overinterpret certain aspects of things. And I have to adjust my blueprint a little bit along the way, and that's okay. Which will lead me into an interesting tweet that I put out to you guys after I'm done these two things that all ultra high net worth individuals focus on. And then the last two things of this number two is, how will you hold it and protect it? Okay, so really truly understanding things like what banks are the safest banks to store your money at, how much money you should put in one single bank. Like, I realized once I started making a certain amount of money from the market that my money was not safe in banks, because if there is really truly a financial crisis, especially when it comes to all the things that we study here, not only on the CYPRX YouTube channel, but some of the things that I give to the CYPRX students, like your money, just realistically speaking, in my personal opinion, again, this is for my wealth, not yours. I'm not a financial advisor, but it just wasn't safe in banks and it wasn't doing anything for me except collecting dust. So when you start making money, you really start to have, you have to start figuring out, or at least I did, where to put my money to preserve my wealth. How am I going to store this money so that way it gains value over time, right? And that allowed me to figure out things about real estate, hard tangible assets like gold and silver. And it really opens up, more so an investment portfolio for yourself that you really truly have to manage over time, which comes into terms of how will you protect it? How will you be the insurance agency on your capital, on your money, because nobody else is going to do that for you, right? And then last but not least, how are you going to transfer? How are you going to move it, right? It's in a sense of like, let's say, right, people do become multimillionaires off of a cryptocurrency that's very popular out there, like XRP, right? All of these people think they're going to become millionaires overnight, boom, especially people that hold their cryptocurrency on an exchange like Uphold. And they don't even know that there's withdrawal limits on an exchange like Uphold, where $10,000 daily is as much as you can withdraw. So whenever that money that you're, attempting to accumulate, or whatever the case may be, how are you going to move it? How are you, if you decide to move from the United States to the Philippines when you become a multimillionaire, how are you going to get your capital over to the Philippines legally, right? There's so many things that a lot of people are really truly misevaluating in this, not only crypto space, but in this forex space, which does not allow them to become successful individuals, because again, starting back to the number one, they don't have that mindset in order to get to that level of, I guess you could say, financial status. They just don't have the proper mentality and stepping stones put in place to how they're going to accumulate their wealth, how they're going to preserve it, how they're going to hold it long term. And again, I'm just speaking from personal endeavors. I'm speaking from my personal experience and things that I've witnessed along the way of my 8-year trading journey. It'll be 8 years on December 18th officially. Okay, so those are the two things that I had written down for you all that I think ultra high net worth individuals are focused on. Again, these are coming from my personal perspective. I don't classify myself as an ultra high net worth individual. I'd still classify myself as middle class. Making six figures is nothing, not only in this market, but in the general perspective of things when it comes to scratching the surface of wealth. So, take what it is that I say. And like I always say, things that you need, utilize them. Things that you don't need, disregard them. Okay. So just to recap for people that just joined in, number one was understanding the current market conditions, dealing with the volatility, preparing yourself for the next cycle. How will you preserve your wealth? Understanding bear markets, what they're for building opportunities, having a long-term perspective. Okay. Number two was planning for the future. Who or what is your wealth for? Really establishing that, understanding what it is that you want to do with your money, right? Not just aimlessly looking to make money to spend it on materialistic bull crap. Okay. And there's a reason as to why people are so manipulated into spending their money on, like, people have been with me in person. For example, Lisette, Emiliano's met me. There's a couple other people in the community that met me, and a lot of them know that I live very minimalistic. Emiliano's been telling me for the past freaking, I don't know what, 3 years now that you've known me, to get a new computer. And I just won't, because the one that I'm using works. I don't need to go out and spend money, because the $1,000 that I spend on a new computer, guess what I could do? I could spend that on an investment. I could spend that on growth. I could spend that on something else, to grow my wealth. And that's what's really allowed me to preserve my wealth, to protect it, to transfer, and to move it, is having that mindset. So those are the two things that I wrote down for, if you really want to truly become an ultra high net worth individual. Again, that's from my perspective, some things that you need to be focused on in 2023 and moving forward. So the next two things that we have are some tweets, okay, that I put out to you all, four to be specific. And these, again, I really want to give you guys some sincerity behind these, using my own personal experiences. Okay. The reason why I put tweets out like this is hopefully that they really truly do, affect people in a positive way. So the first thing that I wrote down that I've highlighted is, I put this tweet out just a couple of weeks ago. I said, becoming a profitable trader is like anything worthwhile in life. It has its ups and downs. It requires tremendous amounts of motivation, persistence, discipline, effort, and dedication on a day-to-day basis. And I really truly mean this from the bottom of my heart, ladies and gentlemen. You will not become a successful, profitable trader if you do not focus all the positive energy that you could potentially accumulate and bring to the markets on becoming a profitable trader. It's almost as if the markets know what you're going through in your personal life. And so in order to not allow that to have a negative effect on your trading and impact, you really truly have to be, like I said, for example, persistent. You have to have the discipline to wake up in the morning at a specific set period of time and to follow a certain set of confluences that you've established for yourself in the form of trading rules and parameters that you need to follow, which requires effort, okay, on a day-to-day basis. Okay, on a day-to-day basis, that means that you have to be completely 110% dedicated in order to learn how to trade these markets profitably, install a systematic approach that you follow on a day-to-day basis on a disciplined schedule every single day. And that's what it really truly takes. And that is why so many people fail. They fall out, okay? They come into this market space, they're involved for like a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, maybe even a year. And then when that year comes around and they're not pulling thousands of racks from the market, they give up. They think that it's a hoax. They say that I'm not making any money from it. And those are the people truly that don't love trading, in my personal opinion. If you don't love this market, you don't actually care about it, not only in a sense of siphoning money, but it really attracts you. It gives you, I don't know, for me, I really truly love trading. I couldn't imagine myself doing anything else. When I envision myself in the future, it's trading. When I envision myself, with my team, it's trading. It's not, maybe trading. It's not, yeah, maybe. Okay. No, it's 110%. And a lot of people don't bring that to the table. So in 2023, really truly revamp your perspective. If you're the type of person that lacks persistence, that lacks discipline, that lacks effort, dedication, again, revamp your approach in 2023. You can become a profitable trader. Majority of people before you, especially profitable traders, will tell you these things, but they won't really stand behind them. They won't really create a community that really teaches you how to implement these things, which is what CYPRX is attempting to do for individuals. Okay. All right. So next tweet that I wrote down 2 rules that brought me unprecedented success in day trading. This is specifically oriented towards day trading. Okay. Not only in the cryptocurrency market space, because the majority of individuals know that I am a full-time day trader, not only in the crypto space, but in the forex market as well. Okay. So number 1, and I really truly hope that this number 1 really opened people's eyes in 2022. And it's keep your mind free of unrealistic keep your mind free of unrealistic expectations of how the market will express itself. Okay. Now think about this for you individuals that are listening. Number 1 in crypto, 2022, unrealistic expectations or XRP price bump, XRP settlement, XRP this, XRP that. Okay, bullish this, bullish that, from all the moon boys who really truly don't understand the macro perspective. Now, at the beginning of 2022, here at CYPRX, we were telling individuals, because of the macro environment, because of the strength of the United States dollar, because of the war in Ukraine and whatnot, and everything that's going on in the macro environment, that we were going to have a bearish year in 2022, most likely. And all these people that were anticipating some massive reversal because the majority of the market was bearish and there was so much fear in the market, they really truly don't understand macroeconomics and how that is one of the key drivers for a bull or bear market. Okay. So they weren't having realistic expectations. They were feeding into their dopamine by watching these bullish influencers because of the views that they get. And they were tuning into their YouTube channels expecting some type of magical price action based off of some Fibonacci extension and RSI divergence to drive the market higher, which is irrelevant. And if you really truly understand how the market works, they don't care about your indicators. They don't care about your bullish moon boys perspectives. Okay. And so number 1, I wrote down what really brought me unprecedented success in this market this year was not having unrealistic expectations. And I teach that to my students. I teach them, right, that when you're in a trade and you're in a positive trade, you're in a profitable trade, seek to take profit from logical areas that the market makers would be taking profit from. Don't just set your sights on some 80 pip, 100 pip target because you saw some influencer do it. Set yourself logical take profit areas, understand risk to reward properly, and really truly siphon money from this market when the opportunity presents itself to you. Don't be greedy. Okay. Number 2, I wrote down learn to take advantage of what the market has to offer at any given moment. This is one that has to come into play. Just yesterday, I tell the students all the time, right? I am a predominant buyer on a pair like GBP-JPY. GBP-JPY is my favorite forex trading pair. It's the majority of the pair that I trade throughout the week. If I don't, I stray to maybe potentially EU. I traded EU 5 times this year, and then gold. I love trading gold as well because of the volatility. Now, what I tell the students is that I'm a predominant buyer. I like to buy GBP-JPY. I don't like to sell. For some odd reason, when I analyze the chart for sell positions, I always end up fumbling the ball. So the majority of the year, I stuck to really truly understanding that, and I switched my trading strategy, and I only look for buy scenarios on GBP-JPY, and my win rate went from where it was at the beginning of the year and only elevated. Okay. And so really truly being able to be reactive to the markets and not being an impulsive trader, understanding who you are as an individual and what your strengths and weaknesses are, really come into play for that number 2, which is learn to take advantage of what the market has to offer at any given time. Be like water, be formless. Okay. Really truly understand that when you come into this market space, you as a retail trader don't have any outside influence on the market behavior or the market movement. Okay. And so what that should allow you to do is humble your ego, get off of the pedestal that you're on, and really truly understand that you need to be moving in tandem with the higher time frame. You need to be moving in tandem with the banking institutions. If you're trading in the FX market, with the whales, if you're trading in the cryptocurrency market, because there's not necessarily a lot of institutional order flow in the cryptocurrency markets at this moment in time. So really truly understanding who you need to move in tandem with, and that is the order flow of the market. That is not fighting against the current of the market flow or direction. Why would you jump into a moving river and try and swim upstream? That would be illogical. That would be, I don't even know why you would do that. You would really be having a hard time. Well, just like beginner traders and novice traders, they come into this cryptocurrency market, this forex market, and they try to force things. Those are the individuals that lose money. Whereas you need to humble yourself. You need to sit back. You need to relax. You need to anticipate the market movements. Having the market price action come into your areas of interest, set up a sound list of confluences that you follow that give you parameters to enter into the market. And then when you see those things come into fruition, you gain the confidence to pull the trigger based off of a sound risk to reward that you've created for yourself. Again, I don't know what your risk to reward parameters are. Some people like to go heavy. They like to risk 3 to 5%. Some people like to keep it small and simple, 1 to 2%, which is what I try and attempt to teach my students, because your goal at the end of the day should be to keep your capital longer. It should be to preserve your wealth, not only in the forex markets, but the crypto markets. And that ties into risk management, which is a whole nother spiel later on down the road. But so number 2, okay, learn to take advantage of whatever the market has to offer at any given current moment in time. Be reactive, not impulsive. Okay. So just to solidify that, okay, keep your mind free of unrealistic expectations in 2023, ladies and gentlemen. Learn to take advantage of what the market has to offer at any given moment. Be reactive, not impulsive. Okay. So last 2 things that I have for you all today. Again, this is a video breakdown and construct of some things that I wrote down that I think real, true, ultra high net worth individuals are going to be focused on in 2023. I myself am going to be focused on in 2023. The students know, my financial goals in 2023. I'm really trying to pull the amount of money that I really dreamed of pulling from this market in 2023 and so on. I'm getting close to that. I really feel like not only becoming a mentor in the past couple of months and years has my trading progressed, because I'm able to see mistakes that other people are making that I've made in the past, and then I'm really able to critique them and improve them, not only behind the scenes, but with my students and the one-on-ones that I have. So I wrote this down. This was on just the other day, December 1st. I wrote this down, and it says, the best part about trading the markets is you can logically evaluate them before you make any executive decisions on exposing your capital to the market makers. Once you truly understand this, you will stop following 95% of influencers on the internet. Okay. Really truly understand. People ask me this all the time. Have you seen this YouTube video? Have you seen this Instagram post? Have you seen this? Have you seen that? The answer is no. Because once I created a sound strategy that works in the market that I can bring to the table, not only in the crypto space, but the commodities markets, the forex markets as well, I started realizing that outside influences were one of the reasons as to why I was losing all the damn time, because I brought other perspectives of other people to the market that I was trying to involve myself in, not really truly understanding that a lot of individuals don't logically analyze the markets. They don't. They bring irrational expectations to the market, impulsive behavior, these I don't even know, unrealistic, like I said, expectations to the market. And that's 95% of individuals, which is why right now, currently, I'm running a challenge with the CYPRX students where I've told them, just a couple of handful of students where I told them, don't share your analysis for the entire month that we're in this trading challenge, okay? Because I want you all to see that a lot of the times that you lose a potential trade has to do with you looking at somebody else's analysis and thinking that that's what's going to play out, because maybe you've seen them in the past become profitable, or maybe you've seen them do something that worked in their favor in the past, okay? And having an expectation that that's going to happen again is illogical. So really truly understand that you have the power to logically evaluate the markets before you enter into the market, before you put your capital into the market. Really truly understand that you and only you have the power to do that, okay? And when you do understand that, you'll stop following 90% of the influencers that you follow, and you will take a self-made approach to the market, which is what you need to succeed. Okay, last but not least, okay, last tweet that I'm going to read to you all, and it says, the first important step in overcoming failure is learning not to personalize it, making sure you know that your failure does not make you a failure. To overcome fear and break the cycle, you have to be willing to recognize that you will spend much of your life making mistakes, okay? This ties in to kind of the first tweet that I put out to you all, which talks about persistence, discipline, effort, dedication on a day-to-day basis, okay? You have to really truly understand that you will make mistakes in this market. As a beginner trader, as a novice trader, or an intermediate trader, even as an advanced trader to this day, I make mistakes. You have to be the type of person that when you make a mistake, you figure out how to correct that mistake. Do not allow things that you do in this market that are simple mistakes, like over leveraging, over trading, not waking up at the right time, missing your alarm, not setting yourself alarms, not waiting for price action, being an impulsive trader. Those are all mistakes that you can fix and critique by creating a sound set of rules that you follow as a trader. And then you can make sure that they don't become bad habits, okay? So really, truly understanding not to personalize the market, okay? When you lose, it is your fault. When you lose a trade, it is your fault. You were the person that decided to hit buy or sell. There's nobody else around you. I try to and attempt to teach my students that you should be trading as if somebody's watching you. 90% of the time, if you're over trading, 90% of the time, if you're over analyzing or if you are over leveraging, it's because you're not being accountable for your actions, okay? And when you're not accountable for your actions, you're going to personalize the market. You're going to victimize yourself. You're going to be like, oh, the market took my money. Oh, the market made me lose. Oh, GJ was bullish, but I sold and I got stopped out. And so I don't know why. You're going to victimize yourself. Don't do that. Really, truly understand not to personalize things, and really understand that your mistakes do not make you a failure. You make yourself a failure if you give up and you quit on yourself. That is the only time that anybody in this market as a market participant becomes a failure, okay? There's traders here that are on the Zoom call right now that witnessed me in the making lose $54,000. And we've also had students that were with me that saw me come back and bounce back from that, making more money than I lost. And in order to do that, I had to not personalize my loss. I had to understand the mistake that I made, and I had to come back from that. And only real profitable traders know how to do that. Everybody else is a little victim, playing this little victim role out here, right? Like, even for example, all these people that lost money in this FTX debacle, okay? Trust me, it's very hurtful, and it sucks that there was fraudulent activity, that there was this CEO, right, that was promising sunshine for everybody, okay? And then it went bust. It's just like Ripple and XRP holders, okay? It's like people are delusional and they think that just because they do their research that things couldn't go downhill really fast, okay? You have to understand that in this market, you do not know what's going to happen next. And that is 110% a fact. You can assume via speculation, via research, via all these indicators and things that you can do to prepare yourself. But the only thing that you can really truly do to prepare yourself for what is unexpected in this market is by managing your risk, by not over leveraging yourself. So for example, if we lose all the money that we have invested in the cryptocurrency market, XRP, for example, let's say it does go to zero. Who knows? Okay. Most likely it's not going to, but let's say it does. Are you going to play the victim role? Are you going to blame Brad Garlinghouse? Are you going to blame the SEC? No, you shouldn't blame anybody but yourself, because you know exactly what you're doing. You know you know how much money you have in this market, and you know what you're exposed to. Okay. And so understanding that your failure, your mistakes do not make you a failure. But if you quit after all that, if you lose money in the cryptocurrency market, let's say, for example, XRP goes to zero, and you decide after that never to involve yourself in the crypto market again, never learn how to day trade, never learn how to take on a trading career, then that is up to you. That is up to you. You let the mistake that you made by over leveraging yourself in the crypto market space, or the forex market space, or whatever market space you're involved in, you allowed that action to make you quit. And that's when you become a failure. Or you could learn from that mistake. Okay. You could recognize that you over leveraged. You could recognize that you trusted a CEO. You could recognize that you're playing in an emerging asset class where uncertainty is at its all-time high right now. And you could adjust to that. You could recycle. You could come back from that. Okay. Because you learned something and you changed it on your next market approach. Okay. So I wrote down, the first important step in overcoming failure is learning not to personalize it, making sure you know that your failure does not make you a failure. And to overcome your fear and break the cycle, you have to be willing to recognize that you will spend much of your life making mistakes. A lot of people don't want to come to this market and make the mistakes, the necessary mistakes that they need to make. One of my mentors back in the day had told me, this is probably one of the most valuable lessons that I ever learned, that in order to become a profitable trader, you have to make mistakes. Because I was so focused on how many mistakes I was making, it was holding me back from really truly analyzing those mistakes and critiquing them. And it wasn't until another successful trader told me, like, hey, bro, like, why are you beating yourself up? You're going to make these mistakes. They only become failures if you do not learn from them, if you do not adjust them. And when he said that to me, I was like, oh, heck yeah, I'm ready to make mistakes. Let's go. Let's get these mistakes out of the way now. So that way later on down the road, i.e. now, how I am in this future self, this future version of myself, well, technically the present, but how can I make sure that I don't generate failure from these mistakes? Okay, so that's my spiel for you all. I really do appreciate the love and support. Everybody for tuning in. Thank you all so much. I hope that this video breakdown helped you all out. Maybe potentially adjust to what to expect in 2023, the mindset that you need to have, the logical approach that you need to bring to the market. Remember some things that I said. Okay, at the beginning of this, we were talking about persistence, discipline, effort, dedication on a day-to-day basis, real fast rundown, understanding the current market conditions, dealing with volatility, prepping yourself for the next cycle, understanding a bear market, what it's for, building opportunities, planning for the future, okay, who or what your wealth is for, really truly writing that down and establishing that foothold, that groundhold, that foundation. How will you protect your wealth? How will you hold it? How will you transfer and move it? Those are all things that I will be thinking about coming into 2023. Keeping your mind free of unrealistic expectations, ladies and gentlemen, in 2023, really truly understanding that you do not know what's going to happen next in this market, being able to adjust that, learn and take advantage of what the market has to offer for you in any given moment. Do not be reactive or an impulsive trader. Really truly understand that you can bring a logical and statistical approach to this market before implementing your capital. Okay. So I hope that helped. Blessings to you all. As always, be cognizant, be aware, and I'll see you guys in the next video breakdown.
I won't stop till I hear him say